we'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers.
We are pleased. Great one in store between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
All in all, he was pretty solid in the victory in the wild card round and threw a couple of touchdowns. And when it comes to quarterback play, you'd always love spectacular. But in the playoffs, you'll take solid. And that's exactly what they're looking for from him again in this contest.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
We saw these guys have some big plays in their wild card win last week, and they're certainly going to need to continue to put up plays like we just saw there if they hope to continue to move on in these playoffs.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
First and goal.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Out of the gun, Herbert. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Hayden Hurst there to make the grab. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Well, a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one, because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
He takes us from the 30 to the 34.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. 52 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Everything speed limits out there, and off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Well, not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column. And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson being chased out left. And this one is incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Eluding the pressure right. They'll try and run it. They give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
At the Chargers' 47-yard line.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. On the move to his left. It's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
That's the end of the first.
7-7, our score after 1.
To 7.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And he'll get this down only to the 18.
Ball carrier.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool
Jackson, and he lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. 10. 5. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. The big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
Rosas good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. Their drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
Sliding out of the pocket. He's going deep for Brown. And incomplete on the deep ball. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here's Jackson to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And he will have the Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
And that'll move him a little closer passer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. He was second and goal from inside the 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Flushed out right. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here. Bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Demonte Casey. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And he's been busy with his... The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. Right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson. That's caught inside the 20. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. 36 yards on the play.
I don't think anyone would argue that having that extra week definitely helps come playoff time. And those were some fresh legs right there. That extra practice time and planning.
Jackson had it. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. A big seam, and he might go all the way. The 30, 10, and he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown.
Aldrich Rosas.
This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit.
Taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up?
They'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
Here's Jackson, buying time to his left. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, and it's 3rd and short.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm the quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Chubb. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. Man open left side is Brown. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout. And they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit.
A 31-yard attempt.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will do it for this first half. So it's on to halftime of this AFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. We've already punched 2 tickets to the championship round this weekend. We'll get back to you guys and punch a third.
And just like that, on we head to half number 2.
But first, let's take a look back to Saturday's AFC Divisional Round game. And it is the Kansas City Chiefs who will fight another week as they were able to take care of the Indianapolis Colts.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. They'll be looking for a touchdown.
You're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Throwing is Jackson. Flush to his right. It's complete to Brown, right side. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we see both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Jackson now. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Baltimore Ravens.
Containing him is becoming a big problem problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Chubb, and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away, and the Ravens get a bit closer.
Apparently the week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rush in the regular season, got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him, and he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main cog.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They started on the ground with Eckler. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Oh, ball batted in the air. Now it's intercepted. Picked up on Marlon Humphrey. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
1st and 10 now from the 30. After the interception, here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown, 30 yards. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
And this one through the uprights and good. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
24. Justin Tucker to kick.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Short throw underneath to Hurst. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. If they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
They'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. Forced out to his left. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens have retaken the lead.
Extra point.
So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
L.A. set to take over again on offense.
And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try to hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen.
Offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Once more, here's Eckler. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
Brought down in the 23-yard line.
1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. So they lost yardage and they declined the penalty. There's no logical reasoning to do that.
I'm trying to go through this little Rolodex in this small brain of mine, and I'm coming up with nothing, partner. I've got zip on that one. Take the yardage, right? Take the penalty. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And this one not officially in the bag, but it's looking more and more like you and I are going to be in these same seats next week for a game to go to the Super Bowl.
Man, it's contrary to our meeting with the visitors, wasn't it? Remember when we went over to their hotel before the game, and one of the themes they kept hitting us with was, let's put the pressure on the number 1 seed and see if they can handle it. Let's do that. Well, they're the number 1 seed for a reason. Best team all year long. They're showing it again in this game.
No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Here's 2nd and 10. Jackson escaping the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete.
You'll get nothing.
In for the Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. They need to come up with something as they get this drive started. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
2nd and 6. At the 29-yard line.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Got it over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Herbert back to the air.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding. The Chargers on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. Open man, it's Allen. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Down the middle of the field, and they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
It's a gain of
25 yards that time. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Now 2nd and 6.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. This will be caught at about the 5.
To number 5.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning.
2nd and goal.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. A 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their... leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff, 3rd and goal. Now it's Herbert. This is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know, exactly.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
30-yard line.
And the
the Ravens taking the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Jackson's going to throw it. Flushed out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
Now Jackson dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
Jackson to throw. Flush to his right. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 56 yards. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. But as he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flushed from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Herbert and the Chargers down by 10. 1:16 remaining. It's certainly a tough situation on the road, needing 2 scores to stay alive in the playoffs as they come up 1st and 10. And that's into the hands of Eckler. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. That catch good for only a couple. He throws there, incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Yards to go.
Now Herbert. To the right side and complete to Hurst. Oh, what a juke into space. He will go out right near the 35-yard line. Call that a gain of 38. A big march forward on the 3rd down conversion. Big plays back and forth just continue. Both offenses excelling.
And I hear the excitement in your voice while you're calling this game. This hurts my soul as a defensive player, watching these teams go up and down the field.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Now Herbert got to get him to the line in a hurry. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 22-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
The Ravens going to move on to another week in these playoffs as we say so long, everybody. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.